When it comes to sending cold emails, things can get a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're a beginner and you're hearing people saying that they're sending hundreds of thousands of emails and using all these technical terms and jargon that you have no idea what it is. But that's totally fine. If you're a beginner, you're in the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can set up a cold email system to be able to send 1,000 cold emails a day without landing in spam. These are the exact fundamental systems and principles that I've implemented for myself and my clients to be able to generate millions of dollars in revenue. Now, these are the 3 things that I'm going to be covering in today's video. Number 1 is, what is cold email? What is a cold email system, right? How does it work? Number 2 is going to be, how do I actually build the cold email system? Like, what is the step-by-step process to actually building it? And number 3 are going to be best practices to launch your cold email campaigns and to stay out of spam. That's what we're going to be covering in today's video. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so let's get right into the meat and bones of this. Let's not waste any time. So number 1, I said I was going to talk about what is cold email. So cold email, for those of you who don't know, who are kind of more beginners to this stuff, cold email is just the act of sending an email to someone who you want to sell to with the intention of getting them interested in your product or service. Okay. And the goal of cold email is not to sell your service, it's to book a call. Okay. And that's very important to realize, because a lot of people are going to try to sell their products and services over cold email, but that's not what it's for. It's to sell products and services. And to do that, you need to book a call first. So it's to book a call, okay? The end goal is obviously to sell your service or product or whatever, but the way you're going to do that is by booking a sales call. That's what cold email is for, and that's what the call is for. Now, B2B companies, and that's businesses that sell to other businesses, they use cold email to generate leads, okay? A lead is someone who's interested in your product or service. Now, B2B companies, like businesses that sell to other businesses, they also pay people like me and like other people, like my students, thousands of dollars every single month to send emails for them to generate leads for them. Okay. So cold email is very in demand. It's something that's never going away. And it's something that's very essential for B2B businesses. Okay. Now, in simpler terms, cold email is used to turn strangers into paying customers. Okay. Now, number 2, what is a cold email system? And how do I build it? All right. So we want to learn how to send 1,000 emails a day without landing in spam, right? So a cold email system is made up of 5 things. Okay. Number 1 is going to be a main domain. Number 2, and don't worry, I'm going to actually go in depth to all of these. Number 2 is going to be subdomains. Number 3 are your email accounts and users. Number 4 is your sending software. And number 5 is your master inbox. Now, this is a graphic or a graph or a picture diagram of what a cold email system really looks like at its core, right? So I'm going to actually go through all the 5 steps first, and then I'll kind of just come back to this graph and it'll make a lot more sense. But just to summarize, essentially you have a bunch of domains, and the domains are basically your websites, and that's what's going to host your email accounts. And then you can have multiple email accounts per domain, and then all of those are going to go to one master inbox. Okay. And I know it sounds a little bit confusing right now, but I'm about to explain it right now. Now, number 1 is your domain. So your domain is going to be your main website. Okay. Your main website. And that's what's going to host your main business email. Now, something very important to note is that you do not send cold emails from this. Okay. You do not send cold emails from this. I'll give you an example right here. So this is our agency website right here, outboundgen.com. So this is our agency, outboundgen.com, outboundgen. And we don't send any cold emails from this domain. This domain is just to host our website, okay? And my main business account, Faison at outboundgen.com, that's my main business email that I use to, interact with clients, send emails back and forth to my team. I don't send cold emails from this account. This is very important. All right, guys, back to the doc. So we don't send cold emails from this domain. Again, it's very, very important. Okay. Now, where do you buy this domain? You can get it from GoDaddy or Squarespace. Very simple. Just a very regular domain. Okay. Now, next, this is where we really get into the cold email system part of things. Subdomains. This is where you're going to host email accounts so that you could send emails. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to forward these emails to your main domain. All right. So for example, I have Outbound Gen here, right, which I just showed you. I'm going to buy these other subdomains, which are other like websites. And what's going to happen is they're all going to redirect to this website. So if anyone goes on this website, it's going to go to my main website here. All right. And that's important as well. So these subdomains are what's going to host our email accounts. Now, again, where you're going to buy those, the same thing, GoDaddy or Squarespace. Now, next, number 3 are your email accounts and users. Okay. Now, going back here, so we have your domains. Okay. And by that, I mean subdomains. Okay. And your subdomains are going to go to your users, which are your email accounts. Okay. So your email accounts, these are the email accounts that you're going to be sending cold email from. Okay. Cold emails from. All right. And these are going to be Google Workspace or Microsoft Outlook accounts. Now, for example, you see out here like Team Outbound Gen. It's going to be like Faison at outboundgenteam.com, Faison at teamoutboundgen.com. And I can make different ones for Google Workspace and Google, Microsoft Outlook. And that's what's going to give me multiple users per domain. Okay. Now, before I get into the master inbox, I want to talk a little bit about sending software. Okay. So this is very important because sending software is basically the house that's going to hold this whole entire infrastructure and this system. So you basically need to connect all of these domains and all of these email accounts to one software so the system can live in one place. You don't want to be sending emails manually from like 20 different accounts. All right. So we're going to use Smartly.ai to do this. Smartly.ai, I'll click on it. Smartly.ai is just a really good tool. It's just this cold email sending software, right? You could just have unlimited mailboxes, unlimited domains, unlimited email accounts, and it just has your whole entire cold email system in one specific place, okay? So that's what you need, guys. One sending software like Smartly.ai to house and hold all of your systems in one place, okay? Now, the last thing I want to talk about is your master inbox. And this is going to be the place where you're answering all of your emails from. Now, instead of logging into 10 to 20 accounts to respond manually, you can respond in one place with the master inbox, okay? Now, this is actually included in Smartly.ai. So when you make an account with them and you connect all of your emails, so this is literally what the system is going to look like. All of these domains here are going to have 1 or 2 users or 3 users, like a Google Workspace account or Microsoft Outlook accounts. And then those are going to connect all to the sending software. And all of the emails that you send from these accounts are going to go to the master inbox. So every time you get a reply, you don't need to go to each specific inbox to reply from that email. It's all going to be in one master inbox so that you can reply from that one master inbox. And that's going to make your life so much easier when you're sending cold emails. It's going to be a lot more organized. Okay. Now, that's basically the 5 parts of a whole entire cold email system. All right. Now, I want to talk about number 3, which are best practices for staying out of spam. Okay. Now, in terms of building the actual system, you're going to want to use GoDaddy or Squarespace and then have Google Workspace or Outlook accounts and then have Smartly.ai for the system. All right. These 3 softwares are what I use for myself and my clients, generated hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars for my clients with these systems. Don't try to reinvent the wheel here. Just stick to these systems because they work. All right. They work. Now, best practices also are you're going to want to have, and this is as you scale up. You don't have to start with this many, but if you really want to send up to 1,000 emails a day, which is what this video is about, this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to have 30 subdomains sending 35 cold emails a day. And that's going to be able to have you sending 1,050 cold emails a month. Okay. But you don't want to just send 35 right when you start, okay? You're not going to start sending 30, 40, 50 emails from day one, okay? You need to ramp up to that point and you need to warm up the system. So by warming up the system, what you're doing is Smartly.ai. It has a really cool tool. What it's going to do is it's going to allow you to warm up those emails for 14 days. And that's going to allow you to stay out of spam and make it so that the algorithm, Google's algorithm, Microsoft algorithm, flags you as being an actual account so that you don't land in the spam inbox. You actually land in the main priority inbox of your prospects. And that's very, very important because if you land in the spam box, you're never going to book any calls. You're never going to get any clients from cold email because they're not even going to see your emails. So make sure that you warm up those emails 14 days before. And then after that 14-day period, you don't just go skip to sending 40, 50 emails a day, okay? You ramp it up. So week 1, you said 5 to 10. Week 2, you send 10 to 15, then 15 to 20. Week 4, 20 to 30. And then week 5 forward, you could send 30 to 35 a day, okay? Now, when all systems are go, that means you're totally good, you're launched, you're warmed up, all systems go. You're going to send around 30 to 35 cold emails every single day, and you're going to send 25 warm-up emails a day, all right? And that's a total of 60 total emails a day, okay? And that's at the very, very most. All right. You want to even try to keep it below this. Honestly, I would even say try to do 50 emails total. So 25 cold emails a day plus 25 warm-up emails a day. Okay. So 50 a day. You want to keep it to 50, 60 at absolute max after you've warmed up and after you've been running your emails for like 6 months to a year. Okay. But for new accounts, 50 emails a day, and always keep warm up on. Now you might be thinking, oh, well, 14 days. Well, what am I going to do in the meantime? There's a lot you can do in the meantime. So in the meantime, while all these systems are warming up, you should be figuring out who's your ICP, right? Who's your ideal client profile? Who's your target market? What is your offer? Right? And then how are you going to create your lead lists, right? And then writing your email campaigns. You should be putting all that stuff together into a campaign so that you could hit the ground running when that warm-up period is over. Okay. Now, last notes for staying out of spam. Now, I actually got these from Smart Leads Cold Email Checklist. I'll put that into the description below. It's a really cool checklist here that has like a whole cold email checklist on everything that you need to do. It's really good. So a couple things that I really got from this that were really good are two things. So number one is going to be using spin tags to improve your deliverability. So spin tags is basically just changing the copy with like synonyms of each word to just make your email read differently for every single email that you send. So what this does is instead of saying just hi first name, you're gonna write it like this. Now, what this does is it's going to basically spin it up into 4 different emails. So each email that you send is going to have a slightly different email in it. So someone's going to say hi, one's going to say hello, one's going to say hey, and what's up. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to show the algorithm that you're sending different emails to different people, and that's going to boost your deliverability and make you look like you're not a robot, which is really good. Okay, you definitely want to do that. Now, number 2, a really good one, is using unsubscribed texts, not links. Now, while it's necessary to have unsubscribed links for GDPR compliance reasons, so a healthier way to do this and having people unsubscribe for you is just saying, please respond with not interested if this isn't for you. Okay. Now, this is really good because it does one thing. Number one, it allows you to have an unsubscribe message there, which is going to easily allow people to opt out of your emails. And number 2 is it's actually going to boost up your reply percentage for free, and it's going to improve your deliverability. Okay. So it's just going to have people respond to you saying they're not interested, which is going to boost your reply rate, which is again going to tell the algorithm that you're not a bot email, and it's actually going to boost the amount of times where you're going to land in a primary inbox, and you're going to stay out of spam that way as well. All right, guys. So those are some really cool stuff, and those are some really cool tools that you could use to increase your deliverability and stay out of spam. But there you have it, guys. That is the entire game plan and strategy on how you can go from 0 to sending 1,000 cold emails a day without landing in spam. These are very valuable fundamentals and systems that I've used to generate millions for my clients. So don't take this stuff lightly. Actually take action on it, guys. Now, for you guys who I got to the end of this video, you obviously are interested in lead generation and you want to start your own agency. You want to scale your own agency. So if you want to be a part of a program or a mentorship where I personally one-on-one guide you to scaling to $10,000 a month, hit the link in the description below. It's going to take you to an application where you could hop on a call and to see if it's right fit for you. In this program, we have 40 plus video modules that just show you how to set up the lead gen business, how to get your first client, how to do sales, how to get results for your clients, and then how to scale, guys. All the things that you need and all the roadmaps you need to actually start and scale the business, as well as a whole full community and support system of other agency owners who are, 1, trying to scale to the same point you are, or number 2, have already surpassed it, so you'll have access to ask them questions. So if you want to be a part of a community, a program, a mentorship program, and be mentored by me to scale you up from 0 to $10,000 a month, you can hit the link in the description below. Other than that, I will see you in the next video, guys.